parents told me that I started drawing much earlier than I learned how to speak.
The art of Tomasz Rut is unique, yet very familiar. Often compared to the epic works of the Antiquity, Renaissance, and Baroque, it resurrects the dormant classical tradition, evoking the harmonious elegance and passion in the spirit of Michelangelo, Caravaggio, or Rubens, but does it in an eloquent, modern adaptation, accommodating the contemporary viewer. While revisiting and honoring the past, Tomasz fast-forwards through time and points us in the direction of a different, inwards journey to explore the timeless spiritual realm which transcends the ebbs and flows of aesthetic styles and trendy fashions. His subjects, usually stripped of identifiable decor, not unlike the immortal mythological heroes, preserved and still proudly alive in Greco-Roman statues or Pompeian frescoes, withstanding the battle against time, decay, and obliteration, remind us not only of our glorious history, but also of the perseverance of the eternal human spirit, manifested by our ability to remain noble and beautiful despite our aging and losses. Inherent in all of Tomasz Rut's painting is the artificial patina which imitates the quality of an aged, distressed wall fresco, used to accentuate the timelessness of his subject matter. Tomasz Rut was born in 1961 and raised in Warsaw, Poland.
I was actually conceived in the summer of 1960 at the Olympic Games in Rome, where my father was representing Poland in hammer throwing, where he also medaled.
Son of Tadeusz, an Olympic athlete, and Wanda, an artist and an art teacher, Tomasz was introduced to the world of art in his early childhood and demonstrated prodigious talent, first exhibited at his showing in Warsaw at the tender age of 11.
I recall growing up at my mom's studio as a young kid, crawling, surrounded by tons of paper, all the supplies that I needed. And so I was drawing all the time. I also recall the huge art library that my mom had. And I used to love to go through all the books, modern art, classical art, any kind of art. Those were my first inspirations too. I would just take a book and try to imitate whatever I saw, do my own interpretations.
In the course of his formal art studies, Tomasz attended the Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, New York, and then continued his training to gain an extraordinary understanding of art history, painting techniques, and styles at the Academy of Fine Arts in Warsaw, where he earned his master's degree in art conservation. Finding and formulating his own distinctive style and method of painting in the early 90s, Tomasz quickly gained recognition as one of the leading contemporary figurative painters. In 1999, the Robb Report magazine's Best of the Best issue named Tomasz Rut as one of the 5 most collectible living artists, among such distinguished names as Botero, Chihuly, Clemente, and Hockney. Over the years, his artwork, published in 2 retrospective hardcover books and available as signed and numbered limited editions, has reached many thousands of collectors from around the world. Tomasz Rut's paintings are filled with inspirational messages, often simple and sentimental, but invariably demonstrating the artist's persistent faith in humanity. This is perhaps most apparent in his numerous depictions of winged angels, often in compelling interactions, who, without being judgmental, encourage us to evaluate our own experiences. removed from their celestial clouds found in traditional religious art, merciful and tender, rather than admonishing and chastising. They coexist with their fallen human counterparts in the same realm, healing their wounds, putting them back on their feet, and offering life-giving water, restoring faith. In fact, given human emotions and tangible personalities, they often appear fragile and vulnerable themselves to the weakness of their human subjects, implying an ambiguous outcome of their assistance and translating into our eternal ethical struggle between right and wrong. This powerful theme of good and evil can be found again in the artist's dynamic depictions of horses and wrestlers embattled between the earthy and the spiritual universes. In their immortal struggle for survival, his heroic subjects become an allegory of courage and revolt against defeat or decay, and illustrate our resilience to the forces seeking our oblivion. Over and over again, whether in his sensual renditions of the romantic lovers, epitomizing the passion and compassion born out of tender embraces and kindness, or of the youthful bodies of his beautiful models and musicians, synonymous with the sublime source of creativity and inspiration, somewhere between the admiration for our abilities and the empathy for our weaknesses, Tomasz Rut's art continues to cultivate our hope, love, and understanding.